Hello, and welcome to this quiet journey through the science of healing. As you settle into stillness, let the sounds around you dissolve into the background. Let your body rest wherever it is, and allow the rhythm of your breathing to slow. Somewhere between one heartbeat and the next, a world begins to awaken inside you. Beneath your skin, life is moving in silence. Every cell in your body is awake. Each one holds a spark of awareness, exchanging signals, repairing damage, and building the structure that keeps you whole. These tiny lives work without rest, pulsing with the same determination that has carried life through billions of years. You do not command them, yet they know exactly what to do. Even now, as you listen, they are tending to you with perfect precision. Healing is not something that waits for pain or injury. It is the constant, quiet act that defines being alive. If you could see yourself as the body truly is, you would see motion everywhere. Blood flowing through rivers of vessels. Oxygen moving through the lungs like mist over water. Electrical impulses gliding through nerves faster than thought. You would see trillions of cells breathing, dividing, dying, and renewing in seamless harmony. Every moment you are changing. Every second you are being rewritten. Yet the shape of you remains. The body remembers itself. It knows how to be you again and again. Think of your body as a river. The water that passes through it today is not the same as yesterday's. Yet the river remains the same. It bends, flows, reshapes its banks, and still calls itself by one name. You are that river. Your bones, your skin, your organs, your breath, all part of a flowing pattern that never stops moving. Life continues within you as a current of creation, building itself anew with every pulse of your heart. If you could listen closely enough, beneath the noise of thought, you would hear the sound of this work, a soft hum, the murmur of millions of tasks happening at once. Cells building proteins, repairing DNA, clearing debris, weaving collagen into place. The body speaks in chemistry and rhythm, and the language it speaks most fluently is renewal. Even the smallest part of you holds memory. A single cell knows when to divide, when to rest, when to die. Deep inside that cell, strands of DNA coil and uncoil, reading instructions written before your birth. These instructions are older than any human story. They were written by oceans and sunlight, by survival and time. You are not learning how to heal. You are remembering how. Long before there were words to describe it, life discovered how to restore itself. When the first fragile cells drifted through ancient seas, they faced storms of heat, salt, and radiation. Many were torn apart, but some found a way to mend. From that moment, healing became part of the definition of living. It was passed from generation to generation, from ocean to creature, from ancestor to you. The same impulse that sealed those first wounds is working within your skin tonight. Close your eyes and imagine this world inside you. Picture a vast landscape built of light and motion. Rivers of blood glowing faintly red. Threads of nerves shimmering like golden roots. The heart pulsing softly at the center like a drum calling the body to order. The air you breathe joins this rhythm, feeding every cell with oxygen. The energy it brings is captured by mitochondria, tiny powerhouses that turn breath into life. Every time you inhale, they awaken, and with every exhale they release what is no longer needed. The act of breathing is the simplest form of healing. It balances the nervous system, calms the heart, and reminds the body that it is safe. Each breath sends a wave of communication through the blood, telling every organ that peace has returned. The deeper the breath, the more complete that message becomes. In this way, air itself becomes medicine, invisible but essential. Your heart listens to this rhythm. It adjusts to match your breath, quickening as you inhale, slowing as you exhale. Together they form a loop of balance that touches every system in the body. When you rest, the heart does not stop working. It uses the pause to repair itself, to adjust its own cells, to prepare for another day of movement. Even the heart needs time to heal between its beats. This cycle of tension and release is the oldest pattern of existence. The universe expands and contracts. The tides rise and fall. The seasons change and return. Within you, the same pattern repeats. Healing is part of that pattern. The quiet moment when effort gives way to restoration. It is not dramatic or sudden. It is slow, patient, and certain. You are not a collection of separate parts. You are a living system, a single organism built to maintain balance. Every breath, every heartbeat, every spark of thought depends on harmony between countless invisible processes. The skin renews itself from beneath. The bones sense pressure and rebuild where strength is needed. The liver recreates its tissue as if remembering its shape. Even when you feel still, there is movement everywhere. Inside your body, light flickers between cells. Scientists call them biophotons, tiny flashes that carry information about growth and repair. They are so faint that only the most sensitive instruments can see them. Yet they are always present. It is as if your body glows softly with invisible fire. A constellation of living stars keeping you in balance. You are not just matter. You are energy arranged into meaning. There is a silence deeper than sleep that the body knows how to find. It happens when you surrender to stillness. When your breathing slows, and your mind softens its hold. In that silence, the body reorganizes itself. Broken cells are replaced, signals reset, chemistry balanced. Healing is not something you have to make happen. It happens because life insists on continuing. Each heartbeat sends a message through the bloodstream, a pulse that carries more than oxygen. It carries instruction, coordination, and calm. It tells every cell, every fiber, every organ that the whole is still in harmony. That steady rhythm, repeating thousands of times a day, is a constant reminder that you are alive and safe. You are, at every moment, a living expression of recovery. Even now, your body is writing its story of survival, using molecules as words and energy as ink. Every time you rest, it edits, rearranges, and improves upon itself. The wisdom guiding that process has no name and no voice. Yet it never forgets its purpose. There is a calm that exists beneath all the noise of the day. When you close your eyes and allow the breath to lead you, you return to it. Within that calm, you can sense the hum of life continuing quietly, endlessly. You do not need to search for healing. You are already inside it. Tonight, as you listen and breathe, know that you are part of the oldest story in the universe. It began with light, it became life, and it continues through you. Healing is not a promise waiting to be kept. It is happening right now. In every heartbeat, in every breath, in every quiet moment between. Welcome to the beginning of this journey. The journey inward, into the body that remembers how to heal. Let your breath guide you inward. With every inhale, the world outside grows softer. And with every exhale, you drift deeper into the space within your body. The rhythm of breathing is the most honest movement you have. It is the thread that has tied every moment of your life together since the very first one. Before you ever saw light, before you ever formed a thought, you were already breathing in the dark warmth of the womb. That motion has never left you. It continues now, steady and kind, shaping the chemistry that keeps you alive. Each breath is a tide that moves through the chest. The diaphragm lowers, pulling air in, and then rises again, pressing it gently back out. Around this simple act, countless reactions unfold. In the lungs, air flows through a forest of branching tubes until it reaches the alveoli. Tiny spheres thinner than a human hair. Across their delicate walls, oxygen leaps into the bloodstream and attaches to red blood cells. They carry that oxygen away like messengers running through endless corridors, delivering renewal to every corner of your body. The movement of blood is not loud or forceful. It flows like a river under moonlight, curving through organs and tissues, gliding past valves that open and close in perfect time. In each pulse, there is both power and grace. The blood leaves the heart bright with oxygen and returns again darkened, carrying the remains of what has been used. The cycle never breaks. Even in deep sleep, this quiet current continues, a promise that your body never abandons its watch. As you breathe slower, a change begins. The mind eases its hold. The heart listens and follows. Electrical impulses in the brain shift rhythm, moving from the quick patterns of alertness to the slower waves of rest. The parasympathetic nervous system awakens, spreading calm through the muscles, softening the eyes, releasing the jaw. Blood vessels open slightly wider. The stomach and intestines resume their slow, rhythmic work. Inside you, every organ begins to move in harmony with your breath. This is what it means to fall into the body's rhythm. When you are calm, the heart does not beat in monotony. Its pattern changes with every breath, speeding gently as you inhale, slowing as you exhale. This subtle variation is called heart rate variability, and it is a measure of adaptability. A flexible heart is a resilient one. It can shift between effort and ease, between vigilance and rest. As your breathing deepens, that flexibility returns. The heart remembers the music of balance. Imagine following that rhythm deeper still. Picture yourself standing at the threshold of the bloodstream, small enough to drift upon it like a speck of light. The red cells pass you by, glowing softly as they carry oxygen. They travel through tunnels of living tissue, turning corners, splitting and rejoining like streams through a hidden landscape. Sometimes they pause at the walls of a capillary to deliver their cargo. And then they move on, continuing the circulation that sustains you. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the pulse of this quiet city of life. In the distance, you would see white blood cells moving differently. They are slower, deliberate, more like guardians than travelers. They drift, scanning the walls for any sign of trouble, ready to act if needed. Their presence is calm but alert. They remind you that even within rest, there is protection. The body never truly sleeps. It simply shifts its focus from defense to repair. In the tissues around you, another rhythm unfolds. The muscles lengthen and shorten in tiny waves that you never feel. They adjust posture, maintain warmth, and assist circulation, even when you lie perfectly still. They move in micro patterns that keep the body alive. The intestines ripple softly, moving food through winding passages, absorbing nutrients that will be turned into energy. The liver filters the blood, sorting what to keep and what to release. The kidneys whisper through their labyrinths of nephrons, cleansing, balancing, refining. Every organ is part of one slow symphony, each note perfectly timed to your breath. Now picture your brain, resting yet awake. Its cells are not silent. They pulse with electricity, shifting from rapid bursts to rolling waves. As your breathing slows, those waves become synchronized, sweeping through regions that regulate emotion, memory, And awareness. This is the body's descent into calm. The mind is not shutting down, it is reorganizing itself. Preparing for repair. The flow of blood increases to the regions that restore balance. The brain begins its nightly work of sorting, cleaning, and rewriting connections. As oxygen fills your lungs, molecules dissolve into the bloodstream, fueling not just the body but also the mind. Neurons feed on that oxygen, releasing bursts of energy that maintain consciousness even in rest. When you breathe deeply, you give them the nourishment they need to reset their circuits, to let go of the tension of thought. Each slow breath is a signal that safety has returned. Healing begins with this safety. The body only restores itself when it feels the threat has passed. Slow breathing tells the heart, the brain, and the immune system that danger is over. It opens the gates for repair. Hormones change direction. Cortisol levels drop, and serotonin rises. Blood shifts from the muscles to the organs that heal. The entire body transitions from surviving to rebuilding. The ancient rhythms that govern these changes are older than humanity. They are the inheritance of every creature that ever lived and learned to rest. In the stillness of the sea, in the hum of forest nights, in the heartbeat of the smallest bird, the same pattern exists: effort followed by peace, motion followed by silence. You carry that same pattern in your pulse. When you breathe slowly, you are aligning yourself with the rhythm of the planet. Sometimes healing does not come from doing more, but from doing less. When the body feels your stillness, it takes the opportunity to perform the work that can only happen in calm. Damaged proteins are broken down and replaced. Cells sweep away waste from their cytoplasm. DNA strands that were nicked or twisted are repaired by enzymes working like patient artisans. Even the immune system recalibrates, deciding what to protect and what to release. All of this begins when the world grows quiet enough for the body to hear itself again. As you breathe now, notice the pause at the top of each inhale and the bottom of each exhale. In those pauses, the body shifts gears. The nervous system balances between activity and rest, measuring what to do next. Those spaces are as important as the breath itself. They are the small silences where the body remembers its rhythm. The sound of your heartbeat becomes a steady drum in the background. Each pulse sends waves of blood through the arteries, expanding them with gentle pressure. The arteries respond, contracting afterward like strings vibrating in tune. This interplay keeps the circulation smooth, constant, and alive. The pulse you feel in your wrist or neck is only the surface echo of this vast inner movement. Beneath it lies an ocean of coordinated effort, so perfect that you never need to think about it. Now let your attention drift even deeper, beyond the level of organs and blood, into the world of individual cells. Each one is a universe of its own, filled with structures that move in patterns. Inside, mitochondria convert oxygen into energy. Ribosomes build proteins with quiet precision. Lysosomes recycle what is worn out. Every process follows a rhythm, an internal clock synchronized to your own. When you rest, they work without interruption, free from the noise of constant stress. Even your DNA moves with rhythm. The double helix unwinds and rewinds like a spring, reading instructions, copying information, editing errors. The enzymes that do this work act in sequences timed to the body's day and night cycle. It is as though the entire body breathes in patterns of light and darkness. Day is for motion, night is for repair. You are part of this larger rhythm, woven into the same fabric that guides tides and seasons. If you could watch yourself from within, you would see how every part knows its place in time. you would see that healing is not chaos but choreography. It is the dance of molecules, each step precisely placed in the flow of life. This is why the body feels peaceful when it rests in rhythm. It is not surrender. It is returning to alignment with everything that lives. You do not have to make this happen. You are already doing it simply by being. The act of existing is a constant process of renewal. The breath, the heartbeat, the waves of brain activity, all are signs that the system is still in motion. Healing does not ask for effort. It asks for trust. Trust in the intelligence that has carried life from the beginning until now. As your awareness settles into this rhythm, you might feel a quiet warmth spreading through you. It is the body's response to safety. A release of energy once held in tension. Muscles soften, the chest opens, the breath flows more freely. This warmth is circulation returning to balance. The blood flowing easily again through every channel. It is the language of restoration. Let yourself rest here for a moment, feeling how every part of you belongs to the same rhythm. The air moves through your lungs. The heart answers, and the entire body sways with that invisible tide. This is the rhythm that keeps you alive. The same rhythm that shaped the first creatures in the sea. The same rhythm that moves the moon and the waves. You are not separate from it. You are part of the ongoing music of life. And it will continue long after this breath ends. In this quiet descent, you have come home to yourself. You have entered the calm where the body begins its oldest work, the work of healing through rhythm and rest. Beneath the quiet surface of your skin, an entire civilization is at work. It never stops. It does not sleep. It does not ask for praise or recognition. It simply continues, generation after generation of cells building, repairing, and adapting to keep you whole. Each heartbeat, each breath, is a wave of instruction that ripples through this invisible world. The body is not a machine made of metal and gears. It is an ecosystem made of memory and rhythm, held together by communication so subtle that even silence has meaning. If you could shrink yourself down to the scale of your own cells, you would find yourself standing in a landscape that glows faintly with light. The air would hum with molecular movement. Walls of muscle would rise around you like mountains of fiber. And rivers of plasma would flow through tunnels lined with endothelial cells. Along the surface of those rivers, countless platelets drift in readiness, small disks of potential waiting for a sign of injury. They are the first responders, sensing the faintest disturbance in pressure or chemistry. When the skin is breached, they rush forward, gathering and transforming, turning liquid blood into a soft seal of protection. Their work is immediate but brief. Once the danger is contained, they dissolve back into silence, leaving behind the instructions for what comes next. Beneath that first layer of response, a slower and more deliberate process begins. Fibroblasts awaken in the tissue below, stretching out like long threads. They begin to weave collagen, strand by strand, into the framework that will close the wound. Their patience is infinite. They align each fiber along lines of tension, rebuilding strength where it was lost. The result is not chaos but architecture. The skin that grows over a wound is new, but it remembers the shape that came before. Even the faint line of a scar carries the memory of that rebuilding. A signature written in the language of survival. Elsewhere in the body, a different kind of construction is always underway. Deep within the marrow of your bones, stem cells divide endlessly. Some become red blood cells, others white, others platelets. The red cells live only a few months, carrying oxygen before they are quietly retired by the spleen. Their iron is salvaged, their components recycled, nothing wasted. The white cells last longer, learning from each encounter, refining their methods of defense. The marrow never rests. It is the birthplace of renewal, the hidden origin of your blood's constant rebirth. Your skeleton itself is far from still. It listens to the weight you carry and the movement you make. Tiny sensors called osteocytes detect the strain in each bone, relaying messages to other cells that either dissolve or rebuild the mineral structure. When you walk, lift, or simply stand, those sensors adjust the architecture of your skeleton to fit the life you live. The process is continuous. Every year, about 1/5 of your bone tissue is replaced, grain by grain, without you ever noticing. You are literally reshaped by the forces you encounter. The body learns your habits and strengthens the paths you walk most. Even in rest, it remembers motion. In your muscles, a similar intelligence is at work. Each fiber contains smaller units called myofibrils, made of proteins that slide past one another in response to nerve signals. When those fibers are damaged by effort or strain, another group of cells steps forward, the satellite cells. They lie dormant beside the muscle fibers until they sense stress, then awaken and begin to divide. Some fuse with the damaged cells, donating their nuclei to increase strength. Others become new fibers entirely. It is this quiet cycle that allows you to recover from exertion, to grow stronger after fatigue. Your muscles are sculptors of resilience, reshaping themselves around your choices. Beneath these layers of motion and structure lies the intelligence of repair that begins long before thought. It lives in the very design of the cell. The nucleus holds the instructions, but the rest of the cell carries out the work. Enzymes move through cytoplasm like artisans, cutting and assembling molecules into proteins. Lysosomes patrol the space, dismantling what is worn out so that its parts can be used again. Mitochondria hum with energy, capturing oxygen and turning it into the fuel that powers everything else. In each heartbeat, they release adenosine triphosphate, a pulse of energy that drives the chemistry of life. The mitochondria within you once lived as independent organisms. Billions of years ago, they merged with the first cells to form a partnership that continues inside you now. In their quiet persistence is the oldest alliance on Earth. Your liver, resting beneath the ribs, holds another ancient gift. It can regrow itself, even when a large portion is lost. The remaining tissue divides rapidly until the organ returns to its original size. The cells that perform this act do not lose their identity in the process. They simply remember what the whole was meant to be. The liver's ability to rebuild is a living echo of an earlier time in evolution, when creatures could replace lost limbs or tails. Though most of that power has faded, the memory remains in this one organ, still repeating the promise of regeneration. It is the body's most patient craftsman, working without pause to cleanse the blood, balance hormones, and restore what has been taken. In the intricate network of nerves that winds through your body, healing takes a different form. When a nerve is injured, it does not simply stop. The cells at the damaged edge send out chemical trails that guide regrowth. Supportive cells called Schwann cells form a path, releasing signals that encourage the axon to follow the same route it once traveled. The growth is slow, measured in millimeters per day, but it is persistent. The brain waits at the other end, ready to recognize the returning connection, even when the pathway cannot be fully restored. Nearby nerves adapt, taking on new roles to preserve sensation and motion. The nervous system is not rigid. It is a living network of learning and adjustment, always seeking to reconnect. Your blood itself carries the language of healing. When tissue is damaged, fragments of broken cells release molecular distress signals. Platelets respond first, forming clots, but they also send messages throughout the bloodstream. These signals summon white blood cells and growth factors, coordinating repair across great distances. Within seconds, the entire system becomes aware of what has happened. The circulation transforms into a network of communication, carrying not only oxygen but also guidance. Through this living conversation, every corner of the body knows where care is needed. Even in sleep, this communication continues. As the conscious mind drifts away, the deeper systems of maintenance awaken. Growth hormone rises, instructing cells to divide and repair. Muscles knit torn fibers together. The immune system reviews the day's encounters, remembering the patterns of invaders so that it can respond more swiftly next time. In the brain, waves of cerebrospinal fluid sweep through the tissue, washing away the chemical residue of thought. It is only in this state of quiet that the body can perform its most intricate repairs. What appears to be rest is, in truth, the most active restoration of all. Far within each cell, there is a script that never stops being edited. DNA is constantly under stress, damaged by sunlight, toxins, and even by the process of living itself. Yet almost all of these wounds are repaired before they cause harm. Enzymes patrol the double helix, scanning for errors and stitching the code back together. Some correct individual letters of the genetic text. Others rebuild entire sections. This happens millions of times every day without your awareness. The cell treats damage not as disaster but as instruction. When repair succeeds, the cell continues its work unharmed. When it fails, another process begins, apoptosis. The graceful self-destruction that clears space for new growth. In this way, the body ensures that even endings serve creation. Your immune system is another silent builder. Though its work often feels invisible, every infection you survive leaves a trace within it. Memory cells remember the shape of each threat, storing information that may last for decades. When a familiar danger returns, these sentinels awaken instantly, summoning defenses before symptoms can even begin. This is why the body grows stronger with experience. It learns. Each illness, each wound, adds to a hidden library of resilience. Within that memory is the record of your survival, written in the language of chemistry and time. The process of inflammation, so often misunderstood, is also part of this architecture. When tissue is injured, inflammation arrives first as a wave of protection. Heat, redness, and swelling are signs of the body's determination to cleanse and prepare. Blood vessels expand to allow immune cells to flood the area. Debris is cleared, microbes destroyed. Once the danger passes, anti-inflammatory signals call the reaction to an end. The same molecules that began the fire also bring the water that cools it. The balance between these forces is delicate but essential. It ensures that the destruction of what is damaged gives way to the creation of what is new. Even the smallest scars, the faintest bruises, are monuments to this architecture. They are the visible evidence of invisible intelligence. When the wound closes, when the pain fades, the story of what happened remains imprinted in the pattern of your tissue. These traces are not flaws. They are memories, proof that your body has learned how to recover. In their texture lies a quiet strength, the wisdom of survival. The systems of repair inside you are ancient, complex, and perfectly coordinated. They have evolved not only to rebuild but to remember. Each act of healing refines the next. The body is always learning from itself, adjusting its blueprints, improving its timing. What begins as injury ends as adaptation. Every time you heal, you become a more efficient version of life itself. The deeper you look, the more you realize that healing is not a single act but a state of being. It is the continuous rebalancing of billions of relationships, between cells, between organs, between you and the world that sustains you. It is the architecture of life maintaining its design through time. Within this architecture, nothing is ever truly still, and nothing is ever truly lost. When you begin to understand how the body repairs itself, you start to see that healing is not a miracle but a language that every cell speaks fluently. Each system contributes its own accent to the conversation. The heart, with its constant pulse, sends messages through its rhythm, adjusting blood flow where repair is needed most. The lungs translate breath into chemistry, providing oxygen that fuels the rebuilding of tissue. The brain listens and coordinates through waves of electricity and hormones, ensuring that every part moves in time with every other. It is a vast symphony conducted without a single note of conscious thought. Yet it plays with perfect harmony. Within that harmony, the cells that form the walls of your blood vessels perform their delicate craft. They control the flow of life itself, contracting or relaxing to guide pressure, sealing leaks, repairing microscopic tears before they can grow. When the body is wounded, these same cells send out signals that awaken the builders of new vessels. The process is called angiogenesis, and it is among the most beautiful acts in biology. Endothelial cells begin to sprout from existing vessels, reaching out like roots through soil. Guided by chemical gradients and the call of oxygen, they connect with one another, forming new paths for blood to reach the damaged tissue. The pale wound turns pink again as these new channels open, carrying warmth and renewal. It is a living garden growing beneath the surface, a proof that life responds to loss with creation. Elsewhere, macrophages patrol like wise guardians. When they arrive at a wound, they do not act blindly. At first, they are fierce, consuming debris and bacteria, clearing the space for new growth. But once their work is done, they change their nature entirely. They begin to release molecules that calm inflammation, that guide fibroblasts and endothelial cells in rebuilding. These transformations are not commanded by a single center. They are decisions made locally, one cell to another, through a web of communication more intricate than any design humanity has built. The macrophage is not simply a soldier. It is a teacher, knowing when to fight and when to nurture. In the skin, a similar intelligence unfolds. When the surface breaks, the surrounding cells begin to crawl inward from the edges, moving as if they can sense where their neighbors wait. They flatten, stretch, and glide across the exposed space, sealing it from within. Beneath them, layers of new tissue form, reconnecting the architecture of collagen, blood vessels, and nerves. It is a slow and steady march of restoration. Within days, the gap is closed, and the surface returns, smooth and complete. The precision of this process is astonishing. Each cell knows exactly when to stop. It is guided by invisible gradients of chemistry and by contact, as if every touch between cells carries a message that says, "Here is where we end and healing is complete." Inside the brain, the work of restoration follows different rules. The neural landscape is fragile but flexible. When connections are lost, surrounding neurons form new branches, building alternate paths for signals to travel. Supporting cells called astrocytes and microglia act as gardeners, pruning old connections and encouraging new growth. They release neurotrophic factors that guide the growth of dendrites, allowing the brain to rewire itself. This capacity, called neuroplasticity, means that the brain is never truly fixed. It changes in response to learning, experience, and damage. Every thought, every emotion, leaves a subtle physical trace, shaping the structure that will form tomorrow's consciousness. The same process that heals injury also underlies growth and memory. In this way, healing and learning are the same act performed by the same hands. Deep in the heart, healing takes a slower but no less elegant path. For centuries, it was believed that heart muscle could not regenerate. Yet within its fibers lie cells capable of division, though sparingly. When injury occurs, these cells awaken and multiply, replacing a fraction of the lost tissue. It is not enough to rebuild entirely, but it is proof that the heart carries within it the blueprint for renewal. Over time, even the scar tissue that forms after damage softens and reorganizes. Cells within the scar shift shape, becoming more like muscle, restoring flexibility. This slow remodeling reflects the same principles seen throughout the body, the persistent drive to refine, to adapt, to grow stronger after adversity. The immune system participates in this refinement in subtle ways. When infection or trauma subsides, it does not simply fall silent. It stores the memory of what happened. Specialized cells record the exact signature of the invader, ensuring a faster and more precise response in the future. The body becomes wiser, its reactions more measured. This is how vaccines work, teaching the immune system the shape of danger without the cost of illness. Even at the microscopic level, experience leads to wisdom. Healing is not just recovery, it is education. The digestive system contributes to this education in ways that are only now being understood. Within the intestines lives a vast community of microbes, a second genome of bacteria, fungi, and viruses that outnumber human cells by orders of magnitude. This microbiome trains the immune system, moderates inflammation, and influences how wounds heal far beyond the gut. The chemicals produced by these microbes travel through the bloodstream, calming immune cells and signaling to distant tissues. When this community is balanced, healing throughout the body accelerates. When it is disrupted, recovery slows. It is one of nature's quiet reminders that harmony within leads to harmony without. The microbes are not guests, they are collaborators in the architecture of healing. The hormones that flow through your blood are architects too. They act as messengers between organs, ensuring that repair happens in proper sequence. When the body is injured, growth factors surge to guide the rebuilding of cells. Cortisol rises briefly to control inflammation, then fades so that reconstruction can begin. Estrogen enhances the formation of new blood vessels and collagen. Testosterone influences the strength of muscle repair. Thyroid hormones adjust the rate of metabolism, determining how much energy is devoted to healing. Each molecule carries a purpose, each signal part of a balanced composition. Too much or too little disrupts the pattern, but in equilibrium they create the tempo of renewal. Your body understands timing as deeply as it understands chemistry. Every organ has its own clock, tuned to the larger rhythm of day and night. Cells divide more readily at certain hours. DNA repair peaks while you sleep. The liver cleanses the blood most efficiently in the early hours before dawn. The skin renews itself at night, while the brain clears waste and consolidates memory. These patterns are not habits but laws of life written in molecular rhythm. When you align with them, When you rest when the world grows dark and rise when the light returns, you move in harmony with the cycle of healing that has always surrounded you. The more closely you listen to the body, the more you sense that all of this activity follows one rule: cooperation. No single cell could survive alone. No tissue could maintain itself without the guidance of others. The architecture of healing is built on communication, electrical, chemical, magnetic, and emotional. Every beat of the heart creates a field that touches the entire body. Every breath shifts pressure and chemistry, altering the environment of every organ. The brain interprets these signals and responds with hormones that ripple back through the system. The loop never breaks. It is a conversation that has been going on since the beginning of life. Within this endless exchange lies the true wonder of healing. It is not a heroic act performed once, but a continual dialogue between what is whole and what is becoming whole. It is the body's devotion to its own balance, expressed in millions of small gestures each moment. When you rest, that dialogue deepens. When you breathe calmly, it grows clearer. Healing listens to your stillness the way the ocean listens to the moon. Each system, blood, bone, muscle, nerve, organ, is both student and teacher. They share information, they remember, they adapt. The body you inhabit tonight is not the same one you had a year ago, nor even the one you carried this morning. Molecules have changed places. Atoms have joined new bonds. Yet the design remains. That persistence, that continuity through transformation, is the essence of life's architecture. If you could see yourself as you truly are, you would no longer think of healing as a future event. You would see it as the constant state that allows you to exist at all. You are not a being that occasionally heals. You are a being made of healing, composed entirely of systems designed to restore and renew. The blueprint of your body is a map of resilience drawn by the universe itself. When you close your eyes and let the world fall away, all of this continues without your effort. The breath feeds the blood. The blood feeds the cells. The cells repair and replace. The organs align their rhythms. The brain watches over the process with a patient, silent awareness, even in your deepest rest. This architecture stands, strong and luminous, built from the endless intelligence of life. Somewhere inside that architecture, a single cell divides again, beginning another generation of repair. Somewhere else, a strand of DNA is restored. A scar softens. A nerve completes its long journey toward reconnection. The work never ends, and it never needs applause. It is simply what life does when given the chance. You are the living evidence of that work, the proof of its perfection. Every breath you take, every quiet heartbeat, is the sound of this architecture continuing. Healing does not come to you. It is you. If you could step inside the smallest corner of yourself, down to where the boundary between matter and energy blurs, you would find that the body is not solid at all. It is light slowed down into form. Each cell emits a faint glow invisible to your eyes yet measurable by the most delicate instruments. These tiny flashes are called biophotons, and they carry information, coordinating growth, repair, and communication. Every pulse of light is a signal of order amid the noise of existence. In this radiance, the body reveals its true nature, a constellation made of living stars. Deep inside the cell, this light begins where energy is born. The mitochondria, small organelles that fill the cytoplasm, convert oxygen and nutrients into adenosine triphosphate, the molecule that fuels nearly every function of life. This conversion is a chemical fire, releasing photons in the process. When the cell thrives, The light is steady and strong. When stress or illness disrupts the process, the light flickers. The body knows how to interpret these changes. Other cells sense the pattern and respond, adjusting metabolism, releasing antioxidants, or sending repair signals to restore balance. It is an unspoken language written in light itself. This same luminous dialogue extends beyond the cell. Immune cells use light to communicate in bursts so faint that only darkness can reveal them. They find one another not only through chemical scent but through flashes of photons that announce readiness and response. In wounds, these flickers become more frequent as the immune system coordinates its defense. The body becomes a silent orchestra of light, each cell adding its note to the harmony of repair. Electricity moves through the tissues as another form of light transformed. Every cell carries a voltage across its membrane, a small difference in charge that defines inside from outside. When tissue is injured, that voltage shifts. The difference becomes a signal, drawing repair cells to the site like travelers following a beacon. Fibroblasts and stem cells sense the current and migrate along it, guided by its direction. Scientists call this phenomenon galvanotaxis. But to the body it is simply navigation. It is how cells know where to go when the map of the body is momentarily torn. The nervous system amplifies this principle on a larger scale. It runs on electrical pulses that travel through pathways of neurons. Each signal is both movement and light, an exchange of charged particles that leap across tiny gaps called synapses. Every thought, every emotion, every dream is a pattern of this brightness flickering through the brain. When you close your eyes, when you sink into rest, those patterns slow and lengthen, shifting from sharp bursts to rolling waves. The brain glows differently then, its light calmer and more rhythmic. In this quiet state, healing takes place, guided by electrical whispers that ripple from one region to another. The heart, too, shines in its own way. Each beat produces an electromagnetic field strong enough to be detected several feet away. This field changes with emotion. When you feel calm, the rhythm becomes smooth and coherent, shaping the field into a gentle pulse that entrains the rest of the body. When stress intrudes, the pattern becomes jagged, disordered. The heart is not merely a pump. It is a conductor, broadcasting its rhythm to every cell through electromagnetic resonance. The brain listens and adjusts its waves to match. The immune system, sensitive to these frequencies, aligns its activity with the heart's message. Peace of mind and peace of body are therefore not separate conditions but synchronized expressions of the same field. Every heartbeat radiates outward, touching not only your own body but the space around you. Scientists have observed how the electromagnetic signatures of two people can synchronize when they sit together in calm presence. In such moments, the heart becomes both personal and shared, creating a silent connection that the body can feel even if the mind cannot name it. This is why comfort from another's nearness eases pain. Why touch feels like medicine. Beneath the skin, fields align, and the nervous system recognizes safety in that alignment. Sunlight, the original source of all life's energy, continues to guide these internal lights. When morning arrives and photons strike your skin and eyes, they reset your circadian rhythm, synchronizing hormones and metabolism. Ultraviolet rays trigger the production of vitamin D, which strengthens bones, supports immunity, and regulates inflammation. Within seconds, the light also influences serotonin in the brain, lifting mood and sharpening clarity. The body is an instrument tuned by sunlight, and each day's dawn plays upon it. Without that rhythm, repair falters. sleep weakens, and energy fades. Light tells the body when to heal, when to grow, when to rest. Not all light heals, yet the body has learned to use even its dangers for benefit. A small amount of ultraviolet light activates protective mechanisms, teaching the skin to defend itself. Within cells, exposure to brief flashes of red and near-infrared light stimulates mitochondria, increasing energy production and accelerating repair. These wavelengths penetrate deeply, nourishing tissues from within. Athletes use them to soothe muscles. Doctors use them to close wounds. And astronauts use them to counter the slowing of regeneration in space. It is the same lesson repeated everywhere. The right light at the right intensity becomes medicine. At night, when sunlight fades, another spectrum takes its place. The pineal gland releases melatonin, a molecule shaped by darkness. Melatonin signals the body to rest, but it also acts as one of the most powerful antioxidants known. It slips through membranes with ease, protecting cells from the free radicals created during metabolism. While you sleep, melatonin helps mitochondria clear the residue of energy production, restoring their efficiency for the coming day. This nightly cycle of light and darkness is not just about awareness and sleep. It is a rhythm of restoration written into the chemistry of existence. The balance between light and dark defines every living system. Plants open their leaves to the sun and fold them when it disappears. Animals wake, hunt, and rest according to the turning of the earth. Humans, though surrounded by artificial brightness, still carry within their cells the ancient memory of dawn and dusk. When the eyes meet natural light in the morning, signals travel through the optic nerve to the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the brain, the master clock that governs every other clock in the body. Hormones, digestion, temperature, and cellular repair all follow its timing. When light arrives at the wrong hour or never arrives at all, those rhythms drift apart, and fatigue or illness can follow. Light is also what connects the inner and outer worlds. When photons strike the retina, they do more than create vision. They influence mood, perception, and memory. They trigger cascades of neurochemistry that reach deep into the emotional centers of the brain. That is why sunlight feels like warmth in more than a physical sense. It is the language by which the universe tells the body that life continues, that growth is still possible, that healing is worth the effort. Even within complete darkness, the body finds its own light. Bioluminescence is not just for deep-sea creatures. Human cells, too, release faint photons as they metabolize. These emissions increase during periods of stress and fade during rest. The glow is subtle, but it mirrors the state of the body's energy. In meditation, studies have shown that this internal light grows steadier, more coherent. It is as if calm thought arranges the photons into order, reflecting the inner peace of a balanced system. Perhaps that is why ancient traditions spoke of an aura or a halo, metaphors for the light that science now measures. Energy within you is never still. It vibrates in every molecule, in every atom. Quantum physics reveals that particles themselves are patterns of vibration, existing as probability until observed, collapsing into reality in response to interaction. If everything is vibration, then the act of healing is the act of returning to harmony. Disease is discord. Recovery is the re-establishment of rhythm. The body's architecture of repair is not just chemistry but music. Each cell hums its frequency, and together they create the song of being alive. When you breathe, you conduct this symphony. Oxygen enters and becomes energy. Energy becomes light. Light becomes communication. Communication becomes coherence. In every cycle, the body maintains its tune. The mind may wander, but the body keeps singing beneath it. Even in sleep, even in sorrow, the song continues. If you place your hand over your chest, you can feel the vibration of that music. The pulse beneath your palm is more than a mechanical beat. It is the translation of electrical energy into movement, the visible proof of invisible power. Each contraction of the heart releases both force and field, rippling through your body like waves through water. This resonance organizes the fluids, the tissues, the very rhythm of thought. You are a network of frequencies interacting, adjusting, aligning. The energy that sustains you does not belong solely to you. It enters from the food you eat, from the air you breathe, from the warmth of the sun and the touch of another's hand. It passes through you, becoming part of your body for a while before returning to the world. You are not a closed system. You are a bridge through which energy moves, transforming as it goes. Healing is simply the art of allowing that energy to flow freely again when it has become blocked or misaligned. As you rest now, imagine this flow moving through you like soft light. See it travel from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, illuminating every shadow, dissolving tension as it passes. The warmth that follows is not imagined. It is the gentle rise in circulation, the release of muscle fibers, the cascade of endorphins that accompany relaxation. Your body understands this language instinctively. It reads light as permission to heal. Within that light, silence returns. The waves of thought slow. The currents of energy settle into balance. What remains is presence, pure, steady, radiant. This is the energy of life itself, the hidden light that has been shining within you since the beginning of time. You do not need to seek it. You only need to remember that it has never left. All energy in the body is vibration. Every molecule trembles with motion. Even in stillness, when you sleep, that vibration does not fade, it becomes more coherent. The heart beats in steady intervals. The lungs rise and fall in rhythm. The temperature lowers slightly, and the cells align their activity to this calm pattern. Healing thrives within this vibration of order. It is like tuning a vast orchestra, when each instrument finds the same key. Harmony returns. The skin, often seen as a boundary, is in truth a sensitive receiver. It listens to the environment through heat, pressure, and light. It transforms sunlight into chemical messages, touch into hormonal cascades, temperature into circulation changes. When warm hands rest upon the skin, nerves beneath the surface send impulses through the spinal cord to the brain, releasing oxytocin and endorphins. These chemicals calm the heart, slow the breath, and relax the muscles. What begins as simple warmth becomes a wave of energy that spreads through the entire body. Human touch, gentle and kind, is a form of light transmitted through contact. Every organ emits its own electromagnetic signature. The liver pulses with a slow wave around 8 Hz, the same frequency as the planet's natural resonance. The brain hums in ranges from delta to gamma, matching states of sleep, calm, focus, and clarity. When all these frequencies align, the body reaches coherence, a state where energy moves freely. Communication flows without interference, and every system supports every other. In this coherence, healing becomes effortless because resistance disappears. The Earth itself participates in this dialogue. Surrounding the planet is a magnetic field that shields life from cosmic radiation. Within that field pulse waves known as the Schumann resonances. Global electromagnetic tones generated by lightning strikes echoing between the surface and the ionosphere. The lowest of these frequencies, around 7.83 Hz, mirrors the rhythm of alpha brainwaves, the pattern of relaxed awareness and meditation. This resonance is not coincidence, it is connection. When you walk barefoot on the ground, when you rest near trees or water, the electrical potential between your body and the earth equalizes. Negative ions flow into your skin, neutralizing free radicals, easing inflammation, and stabilizing your nervous system. This exchange is called grounding, and though it feels like calm, it is in fact communication, a reunion between your personal field and the planet's larger one. Long before science could measure these things, ancient cultures sensed them. They built their healing rituals around breath, light, and rhythm. They used sound and movement to restore the balance they felt between body and world. Modern research now rediscovers what was once intuition. Chanting, humming, and slow rhythmic breathing activate the vagus nerve, the great highway of calm that connects brain to heart and gut. When the vagus nerve hums at its ideal tone, inflammation decreases, digestion improves, mood steadies, and the immune system strengthens. The sound that leaves your throat returns as a vibration through the chest. Aligning the frequencies of the organs within, to sing softly, even to yourself, is to vibrate in harmony with your own biology. Inside the bloodstream, microscopic magnets made of iron within hemoglobin respond faintly to the Earth's field. When you move through space, they shift their orientation, helping circulation and oxygen delivery. The eyes, too, contain magnetic molecules sensitive to direction and light. Some studies suggest they subtly inform your sense of time and orientation. Linking your body's internal compass to the world's magnetic rhythm, the harmony between these subtle forces helps maintain balance, both physical and emotional. In the language of physics, energy is never lost. It changes form, moving from potential to kinetic, from heat to light, from motion to stillness. The body follows the same law. The energy you release in emotion or movement does not vanish. It transforms into warmth, vibration, or chemical signal. Laughter, tears, even sighs are forms of release that allow energy to shift and circulate again. When feelings are suppressed, energy stagnates. When expressed gently, it flows. This is why calm breathing and quiet reflection ease pain. They restore motion where stillness has become rigid. Meditation magnifies this motion in stillness. When the breath slows and thoughts soften, brainwaves descend into theta and alpha states, aligning with the Schumann resonance. Heart rate decreases, oxygen distribution improves, and the nervous system shifts entirely into repair mode. The blood vessels widen, the muscles let go, and hormones of restoration rise. The light within cells flickers more coherently, as though the body itself recognizes the return to its natural tempo. People who practice daily meditation often heal faster because their internal environment remains in rhythm more often. Science calls it homeostasis, but it feels like peace. At the molecular level, energy also moves through sound. Every atom vibrates at a frequency far beyond hearing. But when groups of atoms move together, their collective vibration can fall within the audible range. That is why a deep note can resonate through the chest or a soft tone can calm the heart. Sound therapy, an ancient art now explored again, uses specific frequencies to influence cellular processes. Studies show that low-frequency vibrations increase circulation and reduce inflammation, while higher harmonics can enhance the activity of certain enzymes. In these subtle ways, sound reminds the body of its own order. Color is another dimension of this spectrum. Each hue of light carries energy at a specific wavelength, and the body responds to them differently. Blue light suppresses melatonin, signaling the body to wakefulness. Red light stimulates energy production. Green induces balance between activation and rest. Hospitals now use tuned lighting to help patients heal more comfortably, guiding circadian rhythms through controlled illumination. Even a soft amber glow in the evening can prepare the body for sleep more effectively than darkness alone. Light and color have always been medicine written into nature's design. Inside you, biochemistry echoes this same spectrum. Molecules absorb and release light at distinct wavelengths. Chlorophyll captures red and blue in plants, while hemoglobin in your blood absorbs green. The faint fluorescence of cells under certain lights reveals their metabolic health, glowing brighter when energy flows freely. Scientists can read these patterns like music sheets, learning which harmonies mean vitality and which mean distress. The study of life's light is called biophotonics, and its discoveries remind us that healing is not invisible. It glows in the smallest places. When emotion rises, energy rises too. Joy quickens the pulse, expands the chest, and brightens the face with warmth. Sadness slows movement, draws energy inward, asking for rest. Neither state is wrong, both are forms of balancing. The nervous system alternates between activation and recovery, between sympathetic and parasympathetic tone. This alternation keeps the energy dynamic, preventing stillness from turning to stagnation. Emotional honesty is a biological necessity. It allows the system to discharge what has been held and to make space for renewal. Energy flows in spirals, never in straight lines, from the swirl of galaxies to the spiral of DNA. The pattern repeats. The body's own fluids follow spiral paths through the heart, through the inner ear, through the channels of the brain. This spiral motion allows energy to move efficiently, minimizing resistance. Even your fingerprint carries this geometry, a microcosm of the universe's design etched into the skin. To live in harmony with that design is to heal according to the same law that shapes stars and seas. When people gather in stillness, their energies begin to align. Group meditation experiments show that heart rhythms can synchronize across individuals, lowering collective stress. The field of one body interacts with another, creating a shared resonance. In these moments, the distinction between individual and environment softens. Healing spreads not only through the body but through connection. Compassion, gratitude, and love all create measurable coherence, both within and between people. This is why kindness feels physically warm and why forgiveness lightens the chest. These sensations are not metaphors, they are the language of energy speaking through matter. As night falls, this light within does not disappear. It folds inward, resting, waiting. While you sleep, the brain produces slow delta waves, the body's lowest frequency. Within those waves, tissues rebuild, memories consolidate, and hormones balance. The light from the day's activity fades to an ember, glowing gently in every cell. By morning, the ember brightens again, ready to begin the next cycle. You wake renewed not because time passed but because energy returned to its rhythm. The hidden light that animates you has no beginning and no end. It is the same energy that burns in the sun, that glimmers in the sea, that flickers in the atoms of every living being. It passes through generations, through breath, through love, never lost, only transformed. To heal is to remember that you are made of this light, that it was never gone, only dimmed by distraction. When you rest, when you breathe, when you return to calm, the light remembers how to shine through you. And in that quiet illumination, life continues, radiant and whole. There is a language inside the body that speaks in sensations rather than words. It is the quiet dialogue between mind and matter, between what you feel and what you become. Emotions are not ghosts hovering over biology. They are biology. Every feeling is a chemical signature, a pulse of information traveling through blood, nerve, and breath. The body does not distinguish between emotional and physical events. It experiences them both as change, and in that change, it begins to adapt. When you feel sadness, the muscles of your chest tighten, your shoulders curve inward, and the rhythm of your breath slows. When joy rises, the pattern reverses, your lungs open, your face lifts, your pulse quickens. Each emotion leaves a trail of chemistry behind. Adrenaline, cortisol, dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin weave through the bloodstream, touching every organ. They alter heart rate, digestion, immunity, even the repair of tissue. The body listens to these signals and adjusts its priorities accordingly. A single thought can speed healing or delay it, depending on the tone it carries. Within the brain, emotion begins in the limbic system, a ring of ancient structures that predates language. The amygdala senses threat and safety. The hippocampus records memory. The hypothalamus translates feeling into hormones that spread through the bloodstream. This system links perception to physiology in less than a second. Before you are aware of what you feel, the body has already acted. The chemistry of emotion floods every cell, instructing them how to respond. It is the oldest form of communication within you. When fear persists, the body prepares for survival. Cortisol rises, inflammation increases, and resources shift toward immediate defense. In short bursts, this reaction saves life. Over time, it drains it. Chronic stress diverts energy away from maintenance and repair. Collagen weakens, digestion slows, the immune system falters. The signals of danger drown out the messages of growth. Healing cannot occur in a body that believes it is unsafe. The moment the threat fades, the process of repair returns as naturally as breath. Love reverses the chemistry of fear. When you hold someone close, the hormone oxytocin spreads through your blood. It lowers heart rate, reduces blood pressure, and increases the release of nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels. It also quiets the amygdala, signaling that safety has returned. In this state, the immune system switches from defense to regeneration. Wounds close faster, pain lessens, and inflammation declines. The simple act of closeness becomes a form of medicine. Touch is not just comfort. It is instruction, telling the body that it may begin to heal again. Even without touch, kindness carries the same message. Acts of compassion increase vagal tone. The strength of the vagus nerves influence on the heart and organs. High vagal tone means resilience. It allows the body to shift gracefully between stress and calm. People with stronger vagal tone recover more quickly from illness, sleep more deeply, and show higher immunity. The nerve itself becomes a bridge between emotion and biology, transmitting every whisper of the heart into measurable change. Laughter is another bridge. When you laugh, muscles contract and release in rhythm. The diaphragm massages the lungs and heart, improving circulation. The brain releases endorphins, natural painkillers that soothe and restore. Even simulated laughter can trigger this cascade, showing that the body needs only the pattern, not the reason. Hospitals now use laughter therapy to help patients recover faster. Not through magic but through mechanism. Joy is a biological event, one that opens the gates of healing wide. Gratitude follows a similar path. When you focus on what you appreciate, the brain's reward centers activate, increasing dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals stabilize mood, reduce anxiety, and improve sleep. At the same time, heart rate variability increases, signaling coherence between heart and brain. In this state, the body uses energy more efficiently. The immune system strengthens, and cellular repair accelerates. Gratitude may feel like an emotion, but it is also an alignment, a harmonizing of rhythm between thought and flesh. Tears carry their own form of medicine. Emotional tears, unlike those caused by dust or irritation, contain higher levels of stress hormones and endorphins. Through them, the body releases chemicals that have built up during tension. The act of crying is not weakness but purification. It resets the nervous system, restores parasympathetic balance, and clears the mind for new patterns of thought. After tears comes stillness, and within stillness, healing begins again. Music deepens this process. Vibrations from melody travel through the air, through the bones, and into the fluid of the inner ear. From there they enter the nervous system as waves of electricity. The tempo of a song can synchronize with the heart. The pitch can alter breathing. The harmony can change the chemistry of emotion itself. Minor tones slow the heart, lower blood pressure, and ease muscle tension. Major tones brighten mood and raise alertness. The brain releases dopamine when the melody resolves in a satisfying way. What we call beauty in music is the body recognizing the mathematics of balance. In ancient times, healers used rhythm to guide recovery. They beat drums in patterns that mirrored the pulse of the earth, aligning body and planet. Modern science now studies rhythmic entrainment, the process by which one frequency pulls another into synchronization. When you listen to calm, steady music, your brain waves shift toward the same tempo. Heart, lungs, and nervous system follow. This is why lullabies soothe infants and chants quiet the mind. Sound, like light, is a carrier of order. Emotions also shape the immune system through invisible pathways. In the spleen and lymph nodes, nerve endings touch immune cells directly. These fibers release neurotransmitters that mirror the chemistry of your mood. When you are at peace, anti-inflammatory signals dominate. When you are angry or afraid, inflammatory messengers rise. The immune system is not independent. It listens to every thought. Meditation, kindness, and even simple breathing can lower inflammation by changing this chemical conversation. Healing begins not at the wound but in the tone of that dialogue. Hope may be the most powerful messenger of all. When people believe they can recover, the brain produces more dopamine, encouraging motivation and endurance. The immune system becomes more active. White blood cells move more efficiently, and pain perception decreases. This effect, known as the placebo response, is not illusion. It is the body responding to expectation as if it were reality. The line between belief and biology is thinner than air. When the mind imagines healing, the body rehearses it. Despair can slow the same processes. In hopelessness, energy retreats inward, circulation constricts, appetite dulls, sleep fragments. Yet even in despair, the body searches for balance. It produces small bursts of serotonin to prevent complete collapse. Small reminders that the light still burns. Recovery from sorrow often begins not with joy but with rest, the simple permission to stop resisting. The nervous system resets when struggle ends. The first sigh after grief is the sound of healing returning. Emotions are teachers. They tell the body what story it is living. Anger speaks of boundaries crossed, fear of danger near, love of connection found. To ignore them is to silence guidance. To listen is to restore clarity. Healing requires this listening, not to indulge emotion but to translate it. Each feeling carries data about what the body needs. To feel fully is to give the body accurate information. Forgiveness may be the most complex translation of all. When resentment lingers, the brain remains in a loop of stress hormones. The immune system stays on alert, wasting energy meant for growth. When forgiveness finally arises, not as forgetting but as release, cortisol drops, heart coherence returns, and inflammation fades. The act does not change the past but rewrites its chemistry. Forgiveness is the body choosing peace over protection. All of these processes converge in one simple truth. Emotion is energy moving through matter. When that energy flows freely, life feels whole. When it is trapped, illness follows. Healing is not the elimination of emotion but the transformation of it. A feeling expressed becomes light again. A feeling buried becomes weight. The body carries both until balance is restored. When you breathe deeply now, you may sense the movement of that energy. The chest expands, the ribs open, the air fills the lungs, and the heart answers. Each breath is a bridge between what you feel and what you are. The rhythm of emotion becomes the rhythm of healing. The body remembers emotion as surely as it remembers injury. A moment of fear can leave its imprint in the tightening of a muscle, in the quickening of the pulse, in the way the breath hesitates. A memory of comfort can live in the warmth of the stomach, in the ease of the shoulders, in the slow rhythm of the heart. These patterns form the emotional architecture of the body, a living map of what has been felt and learned. When you recall a painful moment, the body recreates its chemistry as though it were happening again. When you recall safety, it does the same. The difference between past and present is perception. The body cannot tell the difference between memory and reality. It only responds to what it believes is true in the moment. Because of this, imagination becomes a tool for healing. When you visualize calm, the nervous system releases the chemistry of calm. When you picture strength, muscle fibers respond as if they are being exercised. Studies with athletes show that mental rehearsal activates the same neural circuits as physical training. The same principle applies to recovery. Imagining the wound closing, the heart strengthening, the breath deepening, gently guides the body toward that state. The mind is not separate from biology, it is the director of its own orchestra. The link between breath and feeling is ancient and direct. Every emotion changes how you breathe, and every pattern of breathing can summon emotion. Quick, shallow breaths awaken alertness and fear. Slow, deep breaths invite calm and safety. This loop can be used consciously. When you feel overwhelmed, exhaling longer than you inhale stimulates the vagus nerve, lowering the pulse and quieting the limbic system. The mind follows the breath's example, softening its turbulence. Through this doorway, you can communicate with every system in the body using nothing but air. The stomach and intestines participate in this dialogue as well. They are lined with a vast network of neurons, often called the second brain. This enteric nervous system produces 90% of the body's serotonin, the chemical of contentment. When you are anxious, digestion slows. When you are at peace, it resumes. Even the microbes in the gut shift their activity depending on mood, producing molecules that either nourish or inflame. In this way, emotion shapes nutrition, and nutrition shapes emotion, forming a continuous circle of influence. Healing travels along this circle when you feed both mind and body with balance. Gentle movement after rest, warmth after cold, nourishment after hunger, quiet after noise. Each act tells the nervous system that equilibrium has returned. The hormones of stress fall, the heart expands, and the chemistry of renewal begins again. The smallest kindness offered to yourself is interpreted as safety. And safety is the soil in which all healing grows. Grief carries its own unique alchemy. It empties the body, slows the heartbeat, and lowers temperature. In its depth, the body conserves energy, waiting. When tears finally come, circulation increases, breath deepens, and the long stillness of sorrow begins to move again. Grief is not an enemy of healing, it is part of it. It clears the space where new life will grow. The ache that remains afterward is the memory of love seeking a new form. Joy works in the opposite direction, filling the body with motion. The face brightens, blood flow increases, the immune system becomes more active. Laughter massages the heart and lungs, moving lymph and releasing tension. After joy, rest comes easily because the energy has been spent well. The alternation of joy and stillness is another rhythm of renewal, as old as breath itself. Between these opposites lies compassion, the emotion that binds all others. To feel compassion is to recognize shared experience, to sense the same light moving through every living thing. The chemistry of compassion mirrors that of healing itself. Oxytocin for trust, dopamine for reward, serotonin for stability. When compassion arises, the body releases these messengers, not only toward others but toward itself. Self-compassion is therefore not indulgence but restoration. It tells the body that it deserves its own care. Every emotion carries energy, and that energy seeks expression. When it is denied, it stores itself as tension, waiting for acknowledgement. Muscles tighten, posture shifts, the voice trembles, the stomach clenches. Over time, these patterns become habits, shaping how the body moves through the world. To release them, you do not have to force anything. Awareness itself begins the process. When you notice the tightness, breathe into it. When you recognize the tremor, allow it. The act of noticing is the first stage of letting go. The body cannot relax what it cannot feel. Silence, too, is an emotion, though we rarely name it. It is the feeling of completeness, of having nothing to add or defend. In silence, the nervous system resets entirely. Brainwaves slow, muscles loosen, the heart's rhythm smooths. In deep quiet, the immune system reaches its highest efficiency. It is as if the absence of sound gives the body permission to listen inwardly. Meditation uses this principle. In the stillness between thoughts, the body finds the space to repair. Connection magnifies healing because it multiplies safety. When two people breathe together, their heart rhythms synchronize. When they share calm eye contact, the oxytocin released enhances immunity in both. This exchange can happen without words, without even touch. The mere presence of kindness shifts the chemistry of those nearby. In groups, this coherence expands further, a field of calm spreading through shared intention. The body, designed for cooperation, responds to unity with deeper rest. At the highest level of awareness, emotion and energy are indistinguishable. Love, gratitude, peace. These are not abstract ideals but frequencies that bring the entire organism into alignment. The cells respond by generating more light, more coherence, more vitality. The sense of separation fades, replaced by the feeling that everything is breathing together. It is not imagination, it is resonance. The universe itself vibrates with this frequency. And when you touch it, you heal because you have remembered your place within it. To feel deeply, to allow every shade of emotion to move through you without resistance, is to keep energy flowing. The heart opens, the breath deepens, the skin warms, and the mind grows clear. This is not fragility but strength. The strength of transparency. The body built to feel is the body built to heal. Emotion is the bridge that carries life from thought to form, from pain to peace, from experience to understanding. As you rest now, imagine all the feelings you have ever held becoming rivers of light. Some flow quickly, some slowly, all finding their way toward the same ocean. You are that ocean. You are vast enough to hold it all. Nothing within you is wasted. Every tear, every smile, every breath has shaped the person listening now. Healing does not erase those emotions. It gathers them, forgives them, and transforms them into strength. In this quiet moment, the bridge between emotion and flesh is complete. The body listens, the heart answers, and peace descends. This is how feeling becomes medicine. Time moves through you like an invisible tide. You cannot see it, yet your entire body feels its passing. Every heartbeat, every blink, every rise and fall of breath marks a rhythm that echoes the great cycles of the universe. The sun's ascent and descent, the turning of the moon, the shifting of the seasons, all of them are reflected within you. You are a living clock built of light, temperature, and memory, keeping time not with numbers but with renewal. Every cell in your body possesses a molecular clock, a series of genes that switch on and off in 24-hour waves. These clocks regulate when cells divide, when hormones rise, when enzymes awaken, and when rest must begin. They are not slaves to the human concept of hours, they are servants of light. Morning sunlight strikes the eyes, travels through the optic nerve, and reaches the brain's suprachiasmatic nucleus, a cluster of neurons that acts as master conductor for the body's orchestra of time. This pulse of light resets the rhythm of every system, signaling the start of another cycle of growth and repair. During daylight, the body focuses on action. Cortisol, the hormone of alertness, peaks in the early hours, waking you, sharpening the senses, fueling motion. Metabolism accelerates, muscles tighten, blood pressure rises, energy flows outward to interact with the world. Yet as the sun begins to fade, chemistry reverses. The pineal gland releases melatonin, lowering temperature and heart rate. Digestion slows, and the body's attention turns inward. The night is not absence but the other half of existence, the time when the inner world rebuilds what the outer world has worn away. In the deep hours of darkness, the brain releases growth hormone, instructing cells to divide and repair. The liver cleanses the blood of accumulated toxins, converting them into harmless compounds. The immune system becomes most active, producing antibodies and scanning for invaders. The skin, relieved from the harshness of daylight, increases collagen production. Even the bones participate, renewing their mineral structure. These processes follow their schedule faithfully, and sleep is the signal that allows them to begin. To disrupt this rhythm is to interrupt the symphony of healing that plays within you each night. Sleep itself is not one uniform state but a sequence of movements through time. You descend from light dozing into deep, slow wave sleep, where the body restores itself most completely. Brain waves become long and rolling, the heart beats with measured calm. In these depths, The glymphatic system opens channels between brain cells, flushing away the debris of thought. Then you rise again into dreaming, where memory and emotion intertwine. The cycle repeats several times through the night, each turn refining the architecture of recovery. Waking too early, or pushing the body beyond its natural fatigue, robs you of these cycles and the healing they carry. The circadian rhythm, the dance of day and night, is joined by longer rhythms hidden within you. There is the rhythm of the heartbeat, repeating about 100,000 times each day, sending waves of blood that wash every cell. There is the rhythm of the breath, slower, a steady exchange of inner and outer air. There are monthly rhythms in hormones, yearly rhythms in mood, and even lifelong rhythms that shift as the body ages. These patterns overlap like layers of music. Sometimes they align perfectly, producing vitality. Sometimes they fall out of sync, creating fatigue. Healing is the art of restoring harmony between them. Even within a single heartbeat, time reveals its dual nature, contraction and release. Systole and diastole. The heart spends nearly twice as long resting as it does working, using its pauses to recover. The same pattern repeats in muscle fibers, in neurons, in the alternating current of your thoughts. Life is sustained not by constant effort but by the balance between effort and ease. The pause is not weakness. It is the interval that allows strength to return. Your cells listen to these patterns with astonishing sensitivity. At dawn, temperature rises slightly, triggering metabolic activation. Around midday, coordination peaks. By afternoon, reaction time quickens. And by evening, the body prepares to let go. Each organ follows its own clock, yet they are all synchronized through hormones, temperature, and electrical signals. The digestive system, for example, expects nourishment during daylight. When you eat late into the night, the message becomes confused. The pancreas releases insulin at the wrong time. The liver stores fat instead of energy. And sleep becomes restless. But when you align meals, movement, and rest with the sun, the body feels ease. Harmony returns because time is obeyed. The brain's sense of time shapes healing in subtle ways. When pain lasts too long, the nervous system can learn it, repeating the signal even when the injury has gone. Chronic pain is the body's memory of harm mistaken for presence. To unlearn it, you must reintroduce the rhythm of safety, through breath, through calm, through gentle motion. The nervous system watches these new patterns, realizes the threat has passed, and begins to rewrite its timing. Pain fades not because it is forgotten but because the body remembers how to mark time correctly again. Temperature is another conductor of rhythm. The body cools slightly at night to invite sleep. A warm bath before rest mimics sunset, helping melatonin rise. Exposure to morning sunlight signals the opposite, suppressing melatonin and raising alertness. These temperature changes are small, but they move through the bloodstream like notes through melody, marking transitions between day and night. To live in rhythm is to listen to these subtle cues. Time also moves through the seasons of the year. In winter, when sunlight is scarce, the body conserves energy. Appetite increases, metabolism slows, and people instinctively seek warmth and rest. In spring, light lengthens, mood brightens, and growth accelerates. Summer brings vigor, autumn, reflection and release. These changes are not only poetic but biological. Hormones such as serotonin and melatonin adjust with the seasons. Immune activity shifts. Even blood composition changes slightly. The planet's rhythm enters you, shaping your inner calendar. Healing that honors these cycles moves with the world, not against it. Beyond the daily and yearly, there are even longer rhythms, the cycles of growth across a lifetime. In youth, the body builds. In maturity, it maintains. In age, it turns toward conservation. Yet within each phase, repair continues, adapting to new priorities. The slowing of metabolism in later years is not decay but efficiency. The body learns to preserve what matters most. Healing in age is gentler, quieter, but no less profound. The wisdom of the years lies in knowing when to yield, when to rest, and when to let the rhythm lead. The body's relationship with time can even be altered by consciousness. When you are absorbed in something beautiful, time seems to slow. When fear grips, it speeds. The brain's internal clock depends on attention. During calm focus, signals flow smoothly, and perception expands. In anxiety, circuits tighten, compressing experience into fragments. This is why meditation and creative work feel timeless. They restore continuity, allowing the mind to rejoin the rhythm of the body. When mind and body keep time together, energy flows without resistance, and healing deepens naturally. Just as your cells obey the rhythm of light, they also obey the rhythm of gravity. The constant pull of the earth provides direction for growth and circulation. Astronauts in orbit lose bone and muscle mass not because of weakness but because the absence of gravity removes the signal of pressure that tells the body to renew those tissues. Gravity itself is a silent teacher of repair. Each step you take sends vibrations upward, stimulating bone cells and strengthening joints. Movement is the dialogue between your body and the Earth's pull. Without it, time loses shape. As you move through your own day, you can sense these layers of rhythm beneath everything. The quick pulse of blood, the slower tide of breath, the still deeper current of metabolic cycles. They intertwine like melodies in a great composition. To live in awareness of them is to feel yourself as part of the world's music, an instrument tuned to the same key as wind and ocean. Healing happens when you stop fighting the tempo and begin to sway with it. When night returns and the first stars appear, your body recognizes the pattern as it has for thousands of years. The eyelids grow heavy, the mind drifts, and the great orchestra of cells begins its nightly performance. The symphony of time plays softly within you, every instrument in harmony with the dark. As you rest, the body moves through time not as a straight line but as a circle. Each day brings a return to beginnings, each night an invitation to start again. Within that circle lies the secret of repair. When something is broken, the body does not merely replace it, it restores it within the rhythm that sustains everything else. This is why wounds close faster at night, why growth hormone rises during sleep, why memories settle into place only after dreams. The body does not heal outside of time. It heals through time, using repetition as a tool of perfection. Beneath the surface of the skin, millions of small clocks keep this repetition. Cells divide on schedule, guided by light and temperature, by chemical signals and electrical pulses. The pattern is so precise that disruption of it can cause illness. When the circadian rhythm falters, when sleep becomes fragmented or light arrives at the wrong hour, the body's communication loses its beat. Hormones arrive too early or too late. Digestion stumbles. Immunity weakens. The music becomes dissonant. Yet the moment rhythm is restored, the moment darkness returns to nights and light returns to mornings, the harmony reforms as if it had never been lost. Inside the brain, a quieter rhythm keeps watch. The ultradian cycles that govern attention and rest throughout the day. Every 90 minutes, Your body passes through waves of alertness and fatigue. The pulse quickens, then slows. The temperature rises, then falls. When you honor these waves, when you allow short pauses between efforts, you work with the current instead of against it. The most efficient minds and healthiest bodies are those that understand rest as part of rhythm, not interruption. Each pause feeds the next act of creation. The heartbeat is another keeper of rhythm so deep it can entrain the mind itself. The brain's alpha waves often match the timing of heartbeats during calm states. When this synchrony appears, people report clarity and peace. Meditation naturally creates it, as does slow breathing. In moments of stress, the patterns separate. The mind races faster than the heart can follow, and chaos spreads through the nervous system. Healing begins the moment the two are reunited. When thought falls into step with pulse. When awareness begins to move at the speed of the body instead of the speed of fear. Rhythm also exists in silence. In the intervals between one sound and the next. These spaces are where repair occurs. Between two heartbeats, blood vessels rest. Between two breaths, gases equalize. Between waking and sleep, consciousness recalibrates. The pause is not emptiness. It is the fertile ground in which regeneration grows. Ancient teachings spoke of the power of stillness not as absence but as potential. Modern science agrees. The body uses rest to clean, reorder, and prepare for the next surge of motion. The length of your life is measured not in years but in rhythms completed. Each heartbeat is a small loop of existence. Each breath a beginning and an end. When you breathe slowly, you lengthen the measure of time itself. The space between beats widens, allowing more life to enter. In this widening, stress melts and the body finds freedom. Time seems to stretch because you are finally moving at its natural pace. To live in rhythm is to live longer in the same span. Because awareness fills the moments once lost to haste. The natural world reinforces this lesson constantly. Oceans breathe with the tides. Forests sway with wind and season. The moon waxes and wanes. And all of it repeats without effort. Nature does not rush its repairs. After a storm, the soil dries slowly. Seeds germinate when ready. Rivers carve new paths in patient arcs. The human body, born of the same elements, follows the same law. Healing cannot be forced any more than dawn can be hastened. It unfolds according to its measure of time. When you fall ill or weary, it may feel as though you have fallen out of rhythm. The body becomes discordant. It signals confused. The solution is seldom urgency. It is listening. When you listen deeply, you begin to sense what time wants of you. Sometimes it asks for stillness. Sometimes for motion. Sometimes for silence. The body's wisdom speaks in these requests, guiding you back to alignment. When you obey, healing begins not from the outside but from the inside. Like an orchestra finding its conductor again. Within each person there exists a resonance unique to their heartbeat, breath, and thought. This resonance shapes the way time feels. In harmony, moments flow smoothly. In tension, they resist. Music therapists use this principle by matching a patient's pulse with sound, then gradually slowing the tempo. The heartbeat follows. The nervous system relaxes. The body re-enters the natural tempo of recovery. Even without instruments, you can do the same with your breath, beginning fast, then slowing, until the world feels still again. In deep meditation, time dissolves almost entirely. Brain activity drops into slow delta waves, similar to those of dreamless sleep. The body temperature lowers, blood pressure falls, and repair accelerates. At such moments, Perception expands beyond minutes or hours. The experience is of eternity folded into the present. Healing at this depth seems effortless because it is timeless. The body remembers the primordial rhythm from which it came, the rhythm of creation itself. Some scientists believe that aging is not merely wear but the gradual loss of synchronization among the body's clocks. Each system begins to drift at a slightly different pace, like instruments falling out of tune. Sleep patterns fragment, hormones lose their coordination, cellular repair lags. Yet research also shows that rhythm can be restored. Consistent light, rest, nourishment, and calm breathing realign the internal clocks, slowing the perception and process of aging. Harmony, even late in life, can be regained. Time does not only take, it also gives when you move with it. To honor time is to understand that every healing process has its tempo. A cut may close in days, but the emotional echo may take years. A broken bone may mend in months, but trust in the body may take longer still. The rhythm of the heart cannot hurry the rhythm of the soul. Both must complete their measures. Patience, therefore, is not passive, it is participation in the natural order. The one who waits with awareness is already healing. As dawn returns and light touches the eyes, the symphony shifts again. The body rises from rest. Hormones awaken, and cells prepare for the labor of another day. Yet beneath this motion, the rhythm of repair continues. It never truly ends. Every action, every pause, every breath participates in it. You are living music, your pulse the drum, your breath the melody, your thoughts the harmony. If you listen closely, you may hear it now, the steady beat beneath the surface. The endless song of renewal that has played since before your birth. It is the rhythm of the universe, flowing through you, through every living thing, through the passing of every moment. Healing is simply the body remembering that it belongs to this rhythm, that it always has, that time itself is on its side. And as you breathe in this awareness, the rhythm becomes yours again. The pulse slows, the air deepens, and life continues in perfect time. Inside every cell there lies a library older than mountains, older than oceans, older than the idea of time itself. This library is not made of paper or stone. It is written in spirals of DNA, 4 letters repeating through billions of combinations, holding the memory of everything that has ever lived. Each strand carries instructions not only for survival but for remembrance, how to build, how to repair, how to adapt, how to continue. To exist is to be the latest verse in a poem that life has been writing for nearly 4 billion years. When a cell divides, it does not simply copy its information, it also copies its memory. The double helix unwinds, revealing the code. Enzymes move along it like patient scribes, transcribing, proofreading, correcting. They make small mistakes, and some of those mistakes are kept, becoming mutations. Most do no harm, a few bring improvement, and all of them become part of the living archive. Every scar in the DNA is a story of survival, a record of challenges met and overcome. You are not made of perfection. You are made of perseverance. The first memory every cell carries is the instinct to heal. Before there were hearts or eyes or nerves, there were membranes and molecules learning how to protect themselves. When those primitive structures were damaged by the world around them, they discovered that they could rearrange, reseal, rebuild. This is the oldest reflex in existence, the memory of restoration. It has passed through every generation of life to arrive in you. When you recover from a cut, when you mend from sickness, you are repeating the first gesture life ever made. Within the body, Some cells carry a more recent kind of memory, the memory of learning. Immune cells remember the signature of every virus and bacterium they have met. When a familiar pattern returns, they awaken instantly, replicating the antibodies that once brought victory. This adaptive memory is the reason you do not fall ill twice from the same infection. It is the body's way of remembering its triumphs. The immune system is the historian of your personal life, keeping record not in words but in defense. The nervous system holds memory differently. Each experience etches itself in the pattern of synapses, the small gaps where neurons communicate. When you learn something new, when you remember, when you feel love or fear, connections strengthen or fade according to use. The brain rewires itself constantly, a living record of your story. Even forgotten events leave subtle traces, shaping how you respond to the world. Every memory is a thread woven into the web of identity, and that web extends into every cell through the hormones and chemicals that the brain releases. The mind remembers through structure, the body remembers through chemistry. Trauma leaves its own imprint. When something overwhelming happens, the body records it in muscle tension, in posture, in the patterns of breath. This memory is not deliberate. It is protective. The body learns to guard itself, to anticipate pain, to stay alert, even after the danger passes. Those patterns can persist, yet memory is plastic. Just as the brain can rewire, the body can relearn. Through breath, movement, and calm, new experiences of safety overwrite the old codes of fear. Healing from trauma is the process of teaching the body that time has passed, that the moment of harm no longer exists. The body listens, and slowly, it remembers peace. Within the DNA, beyond the genes themselves, lies another layer of memory known as epigenetics. These are chemical tags that attach to the genetic code, turning certain instructions on or off depending on environment and experience. Nutrition, stress, affection, and even thought can influence them. The changes can last a lifetime and sometimes be passed to the next generation. When a parent endures hardship or comfort, the body records it not only in emotion but in molecular markings. These markings tell the child's cells how to prepare for the world. It is one of life's quiet truths that love and pain echo beyond their original boundaries. This inheritance is not fate. It is potential. The same processes that record experience can also rewrite it. Acts of care, consistent calm, nourishing food, deep rest, all can modify those chemical tags. The body learns not only from suffering but from safety. Every moment of peace adds new information to the library of being. You are not trapped by what came before. You are an author continuing the story, writing your own verses into the spiral of life. Inside this continuous story, there are cells that serve as keepers of the past. Neurons in the hippocampus replay experiences during sleep, consolidating memory and sorting meaning. Stem cells in the marrow carry the lineage of all blood, dividing endlessly without losing their identity. Every time one of them creates a new generation, a whisper of the original remains. You are a collection of echoes, every cell humming with the tune of its ancestors. The mitochondria within you are perhaps the oldest memory of all. They began as free-living bacteria long before multicellular life existed. At some point, one cell engulfed another, not as prey but as partner. That partnership became permanent, and those ancient cells now power every breath you take. Within them are tiny loops of DNA completely separate from your own. Fragments of a world that existed billions of years ago. Every time you move, speak, or think, those ancient guests provide the energy, The warmth of your body is the memory of their flame. Each heartbeat also carries memory. The rhythm you hear when you rest your hand on your chest is not just present activity. It is the same rhythm that guided the hearts of your parents and theirs before them. Stretching back through time, the genetic pattern that shapes the muscle's contraction was written long ago. Perfected through evolution's patient editing. When your heart beats, it is repeating an instruction refined by countless lives. The sound of that pulse is both inheritance and promise. Even the atoms within you remember. The carbon that forms your bones was forged in the heart of ancient stars. The calcium in your teeth was once part of seabed and shell. The iron that carries oxygen through your blood was born in supernovae, scattered through space, and gathered again into your body. This is not poetry. It is physics. The universe itself remembers, and through you, it continues. You are built of matter that has lived 1,000 forms. Memory, at its essence, is connection. It is how life maintains continuity through change. Without it, healing would be impossible. The body could not rebuild what it could not recall. The same blueprint that shaped your first cell still guides every repair today. When tissue is damaged, cells refer to that ancient design and reconstruct what was lost. Even scars, though different in texture, follow the same geometry of restoration. To heal is to remember one's original shape. In the smallest scale, memory functions through feedback loops, proteins activating and inhibiting each other in rhythmic sequences that repeat for as long as the cell lives. These loops form the molecular equivalent of thought, deciding when to divide, when to rest, when to die. Each loop is informed by the environment, by temperature, pressure, and chemical signals. When harmony exists, the loops maintain order. When chaos intrudes, the loops rewrite themselves until balance returns. This is memory as adaptation, a record that evolves rather than remains fixed. Memory is also collective. Human beings pass knowledge not only through genes but through culture, language, and care. The stories told, the songs sung, the gestures of affection all shape the chemistry of those who receive them. The body of one generation influences the biology of the next through emotion as well as inheritance. A lullaby sung centuries ago still vibrates in the hearts of those who have never heard it. Carried forward in comfort, in rhythm, in the rise and fall of breath. The memory of life is not confined to bodies, it is shared through experience. Somewhere within this continuity, there is awareness. The body does not merely record, it interprets. When the heart races, when the stomach tightens, when the skin warms, the mind assigns meaning. Through that meaning, memory gains form. This collaboration between cell and consciousness turns biology into story. The result is identity, the ongoing narrative of a being who both changes and remains. If you could step back and watch the memory of life unfold within you, you would see a tapestry that never stops weaving itself. Threads of energy, chemistry, and experience interlace to create something greater than the sum of their parts. Every time a cell divides, it copies a piece of the pattern, but it also makes a small variation, a subtle improvisation that keeps life creative. Evolution is simply the accumulation of these improvisations, each one a memory of how the world once felt. You are therefore not a static being but a living reflection of everything your lineage has learned about survival, comfort, and connection. Within this tapestry there are fibers made of rhythm, the pulse of your blood, the oscillation of your neurons, the expansion and contraction of your lungs all rely on feedback from their past cycles. Each heartbeat depends on the memory of the one before it. This continuity forms stability. Without it, life would fall into chaos. Yet within that stability there is flexibility, the ability to change when needed. Memory preserves the pattern while allowing variation, the balance between permanence and freedom that makes evolution possible. The immune system demonstrates this perfectly. When it meets a new virus, it responds with exploration. It experiments, creating countless antibodies until one fits. Once found, the pattern is stored forever in memory cells. Decades later, the same enemy will trigger an instant response, faster and stronger than before. The body remembers not just the shape of the invader but also the strategy that defeated it. Healing therefore becomes intelligence accumulated through time, passed silently from cell to cell. At the level of emotion, memory serves as guidance. The amygdala and hippocampus work together to keep you safe. When a situation resembles something once dangerous, the body reacts even before thought catches up. It is not paranoia but protection, a memory encoded in instinct. Over time, as new experiences contradict the old, the emotional brain updates its records. Fear softens, trust rebuilds, and the nervous system writes a new story of safety. Healing from emotional pain is thus an act of editing, not erasing the past, but revising it to reflect truth instead of trauma. Some memories are too deep to name. They appear as intuition, as an unexplainable sense of knowing. You may walk into a place you have never been and feel comfort or unease without reason. These sensations come from ancient layers of memory, perhaps echoes of ancestral experience or remnants of early life before words. The body carries these instincts across generations because they once ensured survival. When intuition whispers, it is the voice of countless lives reminding you what they learned. Yet memory is not infallible. It can distort, exaggerate, or fade. The brain is not a vault but a living landscape. And like soil, it can be reshaped by what grows within it. Memories recalled often become stronger, while those neglected dissolve. This plasticity allows healing. Traumatic recollections can be softened by revisiting them in safety, while positive ones can be strengthened through gratitude and reflection. Each act of remembering rewrites the memory slightly, offering the chance to transform pain into wisdom. In the smallest scales of matter, even atoms possess a form of persistence. Quantum states, though fleeting, can influence future reactions. In this way, memory may extend beyond biology into the fundamental physics of the universe. Perhaps matter itself remembers, not consciously, but through the continuity of pattern, the spiral of DNA, the orbit of electrons, the rotation of planets, all repeat. All sustain their motion through the echo of what came before. To exist anywhere in the universe is to participate in this cosmic memory. Human beings contribute uniquely to this memory through awareness. You can observe your own thoughts, recall your own past, and imagine your future. This self-reflective capacity turns memory into meaning. It allows you to learn not only what happened but why it matters. When you meditate on gratitude, you are actively rewriting the emotional tone of your memories. When you forgive, you are instructing your nervous system to archive pain as completion rather than threat. The chemistry of these acts is measurable, but their depth transcends biology. They are the moments when consciousness itself becomes medicine. Memory also guides creativity. The imagination draws upon stored impressions, reshaping them into something new. When an artist paints or a composer writes music, the body participates in the act. Muscles recall textures, ears recall harmonies, hands remember gestures, The creative process is a dialogue between memory and invention, a continuation of the same evolutionary impulse that drives healing. To create is to rehearse the memory of life expanding into new form. In every species, from the smallest bacterium to the largest whale, memory appears as pattern recognition, the ability to respond differently today because of what happened yesterday. Plants remember sunlight, bending more efficiently each morning toward its rise. Birds remember migration routes traced through the magnetic field of Earth. Even single cells remember the chemical trails of nutrients, following them through invisible landscapes. Life everywhere is a conversation between present and past. For humans, memory is layered. At the surface lie short-term recollections, fleeting and precise. Beneath them rests long-term memory, durable yet malleable. Deeper still are emotional and procedural memories, guiding how you feel and move without need for thought. At the core lies genetic and ancestral memory, the collective knowledge encoded in DNA. Healing touches every layer. A cut on the skin repairs through cellular memory. A heartbreak mends through emotional memory. A habit changes through procedural memory. A lineage evolves through genetic memory. Each layer informs the others, all moving toward wholeness. When you sleep, these layers synchronize. The hippocampus replays the day's experiences, transferring them to the cortex for long-term storage. The body relaxes, muscles release, and the subconscious edits the narrative of the waking world. Dreams are the visible surface of this process. Metaphors woven from the threads of emotion and event. Sometimes they confuse, sometimes they reveal, but always they heal. In dreaming, the mind and body agree on what to keep and what to let go. Some traditions teach that the heart itself holds memory. Modern science supports this in subtle ways. The heart possesses a complex network of neurons capable of independent communication with the brain. These neurons influence emotion, intuition, and decision. When transplanted, donor hearts sometimes carry faint traces of their previous owner's preferences or habits. Whether physical or symbolic, the idea remains powerful. Memory is distributed, not confined to one place. Every organ participates in remembering life. To remember consciously is to honor continuity. When you reflect on those who came before, when you recognize yourself as part of their unfolding story, the body responds with calm. The chemistry of belonging replaces the chemistry of isolation. The immune system steadies, the heart slows, and the mind feels anchored. Connection to ancestry, whether genetic or spiritual, restores orientation in time. You are not drifting alone through years. You're part of a current that began long before and will continue long after. When healing reaches its deepest level, memory becomes gratitude. The scars that once spoke of pain now speak of endurance. The memories that once hurt become evidence of strength. The body keeps them not as wounds but as lessons. Every cell that repaired, every organ that endured, every breath that returned after struggle contributes to this silent thankfulness. In this way, gratitude is not an attitude but an energy pattern, the resonance of memory at peace with itself. As the mind quiets and the body softens into rest, you can sense all these layers of memory aligning. The cellular, the emotional, the ancestral, the cosmic, all merging into one continuous presence. The hum you feel beneath the skin, the warmth that expands through the chest, is the echo of life remembering itself. You are not separate from that memory. You are its expression in this moment. Its voice, its breath, its continuation. The memory of life does not end when the body sleeps or even when it dies. It disperses, carried in the particles that once formed you, in the influence left on others, in the changes made to the world by your existence. Nothing that has been learned is lost. It changes form and flows forward. The river of memory becomes the ocean of being. To heal is to accept your place within that eternal flow. To know that you have never truly been alone. Never truly been broken, only ever becoming. And so, as you breathe in this quiet space, feel the memory of life humming through every part of you. It has always been here, patient and luminous, guiding your body toward balance and your heart toward peace. You are the living memory of the universe, and it remembers you as its own. As the long journey draws to stillness, the body and the mind begin to settle into a single rhythm once more. The noise of thought fades like evening light softening across water. What remains is the quiet pulse of existence itself. The slow, continuous movement of life that has never once stopped. You have traveled through breath and heartbeat, through light and emotion, through time and memory, and now you stand at the threshold of wholeness. The place where healing is no longer an act but a state of being. In this calm, the boundaries between inside and outside begin to blur. The breath that enters your lungs is not separate from the wind that moves the trees. The warmth in your chest is the same warmth that rises from the earth beneath you. Even the thoughts that drift across your mind are made from patterns of energy that echo throughout the universe. You are not an observer of nature, you are one of its movements. A current within its endless ocean. The illusion of separation dissolves in this understanding. The body, in its quiet wisdom, already knows this truth. Every cell depends on something beyond itself: oxygen from air, minerals from soil, warmth from the sun, love from others. The pulse of your veins carries the story of stars. The water that moves through your blood once fell as rain, once coursed through rivers, once formed clouds that drifted over forgotten mountains. In this endless exchange, the concept of self expands. You are the planet, breathing. You are the cosmos, remembering. When healing deepens enough, it becomes indistinguishable from peace. The heart no longer races between past and future but rests entirely in the present. The breath is unforced. The muscles release their vigilance. The mind stops searching for meaning because it has found it in simplicity. In this stillness, the nervous system realigns perfectly. The parasympathetic pathways open wide, allowing energy to flow through every organ, every limb, every cell. The result is not euphoria but balance, the soft equilibrium that allows life to sustain itself effortlessly. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a quiet sea. The water mirrors the sky so perfectly that horizon and reflection become one. This is what wholeness feels like, the meeting of all opposites. The reunion of light and dark, movement and rest, sound and silence. The waves that once crashed with chaos now move in rhythm, each one completing the cycle of creation and return. You are those waves. You rise and fall, expand and contract, live and rest. There is no need to resist. The ocean has always known how to carry you. Wholeness does not mean perfection. It means inclusion. It means embracing the scars, the memories, the unfinished stories as part of the same sacred design. The body bears marks of its journeys, lines on skin, calluses on hands, faint aches that echo old challenges, and each one is evidence of life experienced fully. Healing does not erase these signs, it integrates them. The heart grows wider with every lesson, the mind softer with every loss, the body wiser with every recovery. Wholeness is what remains after everything unnecessary has been released. The mind often fears silence, mistaking it for emptiness. Yet true silence is fullness, the hum beneath all sound. The quiet vibration that connects every living thing. In this silence, the smallest movements become sacred. The rise of the chest in breathing, the slow beat of the heart, the subtle warmth between fingers. These are prayers written in biology. Constant reminders that life is always in motion, always tending toward balance. You need do nothing but listen. When you listen deeply enough, you can hear how the world itself breathes. The forests inhale and exhale through leaves. The oceans pulse with tides. The earth spins beneath a sky of stars moving in their slow eternal dance. Your breath joins this rhythm automatically. A thread in the cosmic web. Even your heartbeat matches the same mathematical proportions that shape galaxies and seashells. This geometry of harmony is not coincidence. It is the design of existence repeating itself at every scale. To feel it is to remember where you belong. Wholeness arrives not in the absence of pain but in the recognition that pain too has meaning. Every discomfort that ever arose within you was the body's way of speaking. A request for attention, a lesson in awareness. When you finally listen, the message dissolves, leaving gratitude in its place. The ache was not punishment, it was communication. And once understood, it transforms into peace. The body, relieved of the need to shout, falls quiet again. The same is true of the mind. The thoughts that once clashed like storms settle when you stop chasing them. They drift across the inner sky. Clouds passing through sunlight. You begin to see that you are not the thoughts themselves but the sky that holds them. In this recognition lies liberation. The chatter loses its power because the witness has awakened. Healing at this depth is not repair but awakening. The realization that the witness within you was never wounded to begin with. At the cellular level, this realization manifests as coherence. The body's electromagnetic field becomes orderly. The heart and brain move in synchrony. Blood flows more smoothly. Immune cells travel efficiently. DNA repair accelerates. Peace of mind is not abstract. It is measurable. It is the body operating at its highest intelligence. When the mind rests in harmony, the cells mirror that calm. Healing and consciousness are reflections of each other. Like moonlight and water. Wholeness also reveals itself in gratitude for small things. The sensation of air entering the lungs. The sound of a heartbeat. The softness of the pillow beneath the head. To notice these moments is to awaken to abundance. The brain releases dopamine and serotonin. Chemistry of joy and safety. The body interprets gratitude as evidence that it is home. This is why people who cultivate thankfulness tend to live longer and heal faster. Gratitude is biological harmony expressed as emotion. As you continue to rest, your perception begins to widen. You may feel as though you are expanding beyond the body, beyond the limits of thought. This is not imagination, it is alignment. When the nervous system enters deep coherence, boundaries soften, awareness expands into the field around you. Connecting to the quiet intelligence of the world, you begin to sense that consciousness is not contained in the skull but distributed everywhere, in every tree, every wave, every gust of wind. The same awareness that watches the stars also watches through your eyes. The realization of this unity is the completion of healing. In this space of calm, time itself slows. The hours lose their edges. The body drifts between waking and dreaming. Held in perfect equilibrium, you could stay here forever. And nothing within you would protest. The body, mind, and world breathe as one organism. Every inhalation is creation. Every exhalation is surrender. The dance between the two is eternal. Wholeness is not something to reach. It is something to remember. It was always here, waiting beneath the noise of striving. The body knew it all along. The breath never forgot. To return to it is to come home. Not to a place but to a state. The state of being exactly as you are. In perfect balance between motion and stillness. When you close your eyes and listen, a soft rhythm continues deep inside. It is not the rhythm of effort or of will. It is the rhythm that began long before you were born and will continue long after you are gone. It is the hum of life itself. Unbroken, ancient, and endlessly kind. This sound, steady and patient, is the signature of wholeness. It does not need to prove itself. It simply exists, like wind over grass or light over water. You are the listener, and you are also the song. Every thought that passes through your mind, every pulse that travels through your veins, every wave of feeling that rises and falls is part of this composition. Nothing is wasted, even the moments of confusion, the long nights of uncertainty, belong to the same melody. Healing has never been a destination but a process of tuning, adjusting until harmony returns. And now, after so much quiet attention, that harmony is here. As you breathe, imagine the body illuminated from within by a gentle golden light. It begins at the heart, where warmth gathers like dawn, and spreads through the chest, into the arms, down to the fingertips. It travels upward through the neck, behind the eyes, into the mind that now glows with calm understanding. The same light flows down through the spine, spreading through the hips and legs, reaching the feet that connect you to the earth. Every cell is bathed in it, every memory softened by its glow. This is the light of completion, not the brightness of fire, but the steady radiance of homecoming. When you breathe out, imagine that light extending beyond the body, merging with the quiet air around you. It mingles with the light of others, with the subtle energy of trees and soil, with the shimmer of the horizon. You are not a boundary but a bridge. The energy that fills you now touches everything else. In this exchange, giving and receiving become one motion. What you offer to the world through calmness and kindness returns to you multiplied. Because nothing in this universe is ever truly separate. The body continues its work without instruction. Cells divide and renew. Blood carries oxygen through countless capillaries. The nervous system hums softly, guiding motion and rest. Every process follows its natural rhythm, as it always has. Healing has no endpoint because life has no endpoint. Even in rest, transformation continues. Even in stillness, the story moves forward. You are living within a miracle so complete that it appears ordinary. To see it clearly is to be healed by awe itself. The mind, once restless, now sees with quiet simplicity. It recognizes that control was never the source of safety. Safety was always presence. Each moment carries its own perfection, no matter how fragile or incomplete. When you stop demanding that life be different, life reveals its beauty. When you stop seeking wholeness, wholeness appears. It was never hidden, only overlooked in the noise of striving. Around you, the night deepens, the world exhales. The stars above are not distant strangers but mirrors of the atoms within your blood. They too are made of fire, cooled into matter, now burning silently in the vast calm of space. The same light that left those stars millions of years ago now touches your skin, completing a journey across time to remind you that you are not small. You are the continuation of that light, shaped for a while into breath and thought. When you rest, the light rests within you. When you wake, it wakes. Wholeness does not promise that pain will vanish or that loss will never come. It promises that within all change there is something that endures, a steady core of awareness untouched by time. The storms of emotion may rise. The tides of life may shift. But the witness remains. To feel this is to step outside of fear. You begin to see that even sorrow can be sacred. That endings are simply transformations disguised as departures. The seed must fall apart for the tree to grow. The wave must break to return to the sea. You are that wave returning now. You have traveled through the vastness of inner space, through cells, light, emotion, memory, and time, and arrived where you began. In the breath, the air enters softly. It leaves softly. Each breath carries both life and release. You no longer need to chase healing, because you have remembered that you are healing itself. Every moment of being alive is an act of restoration. Every heartbeat is a promise renewed. Let your awareness drift now to the edges of sound, where silence begins. Feel the body growing lighter, the mind expanding like the sky before dawn. In this silence, there is no boundary between you and the world. The same energy that formed stars flows through your veins. The same intelligence that shapes galaxies organizes your cells. You belong completely, eternally, and without effort. The night continues outside, vast and still. Somewhere far away, the ocean breathes against the shore. Somewhere above, clouds move across the moon. Somewhere within you, a spark of awareness shines quietly, unwavering, endless. It is the same spark that has lived in every living thing. The same spark that will continue when names and forms dissolve. It needs no protection, no repair. It is already whole. When you open your eyes again, the world will look familiar but feel different. Colors will seem softer, sounds quieter, the air warmer. Nothing outside has changed. What has changed is the gaze that meets it, clearer, calmer, kinder. Healing was never about becoming something new. It was about remembering what you have always been. You are complete. You are the breath and the stillness between breaths. You are the river and the ocean it joins. You are the light that continues, endlessly renewing, endlessly alive. And as you rest now, the body settles into its perfect rhythm. The heart moves in time with the world, and the universe itself seems to breathe with you. Welcome home.